Welcome everyone to my channel. I'm Andrea, your automated trader, and if you like what I do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the videos. In this new video, I'm going to show you another one of my experts that I use on my real account. So today we're going to take a look at this expert based on the Donchian channel. Here we are on the WPS where all my experts run on my account. The expert we're going to talk about today is this one, the Donchian Channel Scalper, which basically works on the EURUSD pair on an H1 time frame. So let's take a look at how this expert works. As I mentioned, it's an expert that works on Euro US dollar, H1 time frame. Let's check out the performance from 2020 up to today as I'm making this video. So basically, this expert works with the Donchian channel. Every time the price closes outside of this channel, we enter a position. For each position, we always have a stop and a target. And let's say the particular feature is that this is one of the few experts where I manage the position with a trailing stop. So once we've entered, the stop is moved forward as the position goes in our favor, and we manage it with this trailing stop. Another particular feature is that we only trade within a certain time window. So we don't operate throughout the entire available session, but instead we use only a part of this session where the strategy is most effective. So this truly helps the expert not to forcefully operate in the market and to only engage when their chosen strategy is genuinely effective and demonstrably robust. In a very significant way, all of these combined elements ultimately contribute to making it an exceptionally reliable and robust expert system. So now let's take a look at some historical data and run a back test, as I mentioned, from 2020 to 2025 up to today. Let's use OHLC1 since we're working on an H1 time frame, so there's no need to optimize or work with ticks. It would be irrelevant. So let's see what happens in this back test. Let's start the test. So we can see that we started with about 10,000 euros. We had a somewhat sideways phase at the beginning, and then the expert started working. The equity began to rise quite linearly, and we reached around 140,000 euros. We can also see that in the most recent period, so in 2025, which is a year when the expert was working on the account, so the settings were never changed, it was never optimized, the performance basically mirrored what had happened in the past. So this gives us an indication that the expert is quite robust and maintains the edge for which it was originally programmed. So let's take a look at some data from this back test. As we can see, we had a drawdown of about 16% with a maximum of 19% on equity. This is an expert that doesn't make a huge number of trades because it made 653 trades over the entire period. The profit factor is quite good. It's 1.45. Then here you have all the other values if you want to take a look at them. In any case, it's a solid expert. Obviously, all these values refer to a period that has already passed because the test was done on historical data, so they don't guarantee anything for the future. Of course, things could go as they have in recent years, but they could also change because events can happen that disrupt the market, and so we move outside the statistical distribution on which we built the expert. This can happen and no one knows, obviously. Let's say that this expert does what it's supposed to do because when the market offers opportunities, it enters, and when there are no opportunities, it stays out. And this is a characteristic that pays off in the long run. And we can especially see this from the number of trades, which is not very high. This expert that I'm using is one that brings stability to my portfolio, especially when trading Eurodollar, and it's one of the best I have on Eurodollar because it's always quite stable. It has a linear equity curve that rises, so it's exactly what I usually look for in the experts I create. Then of course it shouldn't be evaluated on its own, but rather as part of my entire portfolio, because it's the combination of all the experts working together that produces the final result. It's not just one that lifts the portfolio, obviously. This was one of my money-making machines, specifically the Donchian Channel Scalper. It's a simple, straightforward expert without any tricks or gimmicks. These aren't the usual snake oil tricks, in short. In the next episode, I'll show you another one of the experts I use, and if you have any preferences, maybe for a certain currency pair, an index, or something else, let me know in the comments and I'll show you an expert for whatever you want. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned to watch more videos from this series.